Welcome to Daily Dose Radio, a 5-minute devotional podcast studying the Psalms verse by verse. Broadcast from the ever-beautiful Sharonville, Ohio, on the sunny side of Cincinnati. Hey there, friends. Welcome back to Daily Dose Radio here in the Bible Bistro. And here in the Bible Bistro, don't forget now, we have a brand new offering, and that's called the Bible Bistro University. In the Bible Bistro University, our first course is studying Genesis chapter 1 through Genesis chapter 11. I'm calling this the three dispensations of Genesis 1 through 11. You'll find these dispensations contain in them covenants and doctrines and all kinds of good things that are soulish and good for the soul. It's an important study. I hope you'll join me. I've dipped my toe into the pond of screencasting, so you can find it on the Bible Bistro website at my-dailydose.com, or you can go to the YouTube page and find it there on YouTube as well. And I hope that you'll enjoy these. We develop an outline which you can take with you. You can download the outline after the podcast and just click on the download button there, and you'll get the outline that we make together over the podcast. It's pretty fun. I enjoy it. I hope that you will too. And while you're on YouTube, if you would just click that subscribe button so you'll get notified when the Bible Bistro University uploads. Also, speaking of that, just to let you know, it uploads every week on Wednesdays. So on Wednesday, you can find the next episode of the Bible Bistro University. Well, today we're not in Genesis chapter 1, but we are in Psalm 125. Psalm 125, and today it's verse 3. So we have seen that those that trust in the Lord are as, or shall be as. Then we have these similitudes. As Mount Zion, it can't be moved, abides forever. As the mountains surround Jerusalem, so the Lord surrounds his people. So the similitudes there, back to back. One is those that trust the Lord are like a mountain. Well, not just any mountain, but Mount Zion. It's always there, it abides forever. And as the mountains that are round about Jerusalem, so the Lord surrounds his people. So put those two together now. Because you trust in the Lord, you're like Mount Zion. Because you trust in the Lord surrounds you and protects you and keeps you. It sounds like there's a little double layer there, doesn't it? Yeah. So that word trust really rebounds to our benefit in several ways. Well, now we come to verse 3, and we're going to talk about the wicked. The rod of the wicked shall not rest upon the lot of the righteous, lest the righteous put forth their hands unto iniquity. So the Lord is watching over the righteous. He's not going to allow the rod of the wicked to rest, that is, to be there in perpetuity. He's going to remove it. Now, sometimes we feel like we're under the rod of the wicked all the time, don't we? We feel like the Lord is not surrounding us, and we feel like that we could be removed in a moment. Just with the puff of the wind, we're gone. Well, verse 3 tells us that it's not going to be that way. The rod of the wicked, it's there, but it's not going to be there. It's not going to rest there because the Lord's watching over his people. You notice again, I mentioned this yesterday, they that trust his people, now today the righteous. We have these different names to describe the people of God, those that are trusting in the Lord. The righteous, the lot of the righteous is going to be protected by the Lord who gave that lot to the righteous people. And so even though the rod of the wicked is there, it's not going to rest there forever. Why? Because the Lord won't let the righteous put their hands unto iniquity. Now, that doesn't mean that the righteous are perfect, but it does mean that he's not going to allow them to slide into that whole stock. It's not going to happen that way. The Lord's going to keep them. We're tempted, but the Lord knows how much to allow temptation to enter our life, doesn't he? He certainly does. And he gives us power to avoid the temptation, and he gives us the ability to confess sin and to come before our mediator, who is our advocate before the Father. He'll help us with each one of those things. Tomorrow, we're going to see verse 4 and a prayer that the psalmist prays for the righteous man. I hope you'll join me then on Daily Dose Radio. Thanks for listening to Daily Dose Radio. I'm David Smith. The music today has been performed by the Bluegrass Experiment. Thanks again for listening. I'll see you next time on Daily Dose Radio.